Hi everyone. So on my Instagram last night I asked you which video you'd rather see. Would you rather see me reacting to different people's controversial opinions, or would you like school and college advice? And I put that as a poll, and most people said that they would like to see school or college advice videos. So what I've done is I've written down a list of things I want to talk about in the video. I might do this video in two parts because there's quite a lot of things that I've got written down to what I want to talk about. So otherwise, if I do this as one long video, it's going to be a long video, and no one's going to want to sit there and watch a really long video. So I will start off by saying that all the things I'm going to talk about today I've learned in my 5 years at secondary school and my half a term at college. But you need to remember that this is what I know and what I've done. So if you think that that will help you, then you need to do that as well. But don't just take advice from me because this is what I've been through. Do what you think's best for you. So if you enjoy this video, give it a like, leave it a little comment and subscribe to my channel if you're new. Sorry if you can see an orange reflection on me. It is my candle going, which smells really nice. It's a Yankee candle, Sunlight on the Snow it's called, and it smells really nice. So that's what that is, if you can see that on the side of my face. But anyway, that's not the point. Let's get started in today's video, and I hope that you enjoy. So what I'm going to start off with is, when you get to year 10, if you're still in secondary school, is create a revision timetable. I created one in year 9 because we pick our GCSE at my school. We picked our GCSEs in year 9, so we had the 3 years to do them. But some schools still only pick them in year 10, so you have 2. But whenever you pick your GCSEs, create a revision timetable, because you start your mocks as soon as you start basically doing your GCSEs. So all I can say is either year 9 on year 10, create a revision timetable. It is the best thing that you will ever do, and it will help you so much when it comes to the actual thing in year 11. Not that I had to sit mine, but don't do anything like that, because I done that and I stopped going by my revision timetable in year 10 because I then realised that I wouldn't have to sit my exams, because year 10 finished. When year 10 finished, year 11 started. This whole coronavirus thing came out. So yeah, that's quite irritating. I didn't get to sit them, but I came out with the grades that I needed to get onto my course at college. So yeah, create a revision timetable. Always, I cannot stress this enough. Always study for tests. Even if they are small topic tests or end of term tests, always study for them, because your teacher will look at that as a grade still. And I know that that's not the easiest thing to say and do, because you've got homework for other subjects. But if you can take 10-15 minutes to study for that test, then you're going to get better grades, and you will more likely end up getting better results in your GCSE in year 11. Okay, next thing, I fell off doing this in halfway through year 9, year 10. Always listen to your teachers, even if they're teachers that you really don't like. I mean, I know we all have that teacher that we really don't like. Not going to name names. But we all have that teacher we don't like. And if you don't like them, you've still got to listen. You've still got to pass their subject for your GCSEs, most likely. Even if you're not taking it for a GCSE, you've still got to pass it. In year 8 or year 9, whatever year you stop doing normal things and start taking your GCSEs. But yeah, always listen to your teachers. Teachers you like, yeah, you end up more likely listening to more than other teachers that you don't like. But even if you don't like them, even if you sort of turn off a little bit, but still listen to them because they will help you at the end of the day. Always write down your homework. I stopped doing this in year 8 and it was the worst thing I ever done because I stopped handing in homework on time after year 8, and worst thing I ever done was stopped writing down my homework, because then I had homeworks that were due in late, and it was the worst thing because teachers then get angry. You end up getting a detention if you're at school. College, I know you don't get that, but if you're at school, please write down your homework. It is the most pointless thing not to write it down. Yes, it takes a couple of minutes. Even if you've got, I know my school used this app called Class Charts, and all our homework went onto that. But still write it down, because even though the app is on your phone most of the time, even if you've got it written down, then you're more likely to look at it written down than it is on your phone. So yeah, always write down your homework, quite important. Leading on from always writing down your homework is actually do your homework. Don't start handing homework in on late. Teachers get really irritated quickly if you start handing homework in late. And if it's always the same teacher, which 99% of the time for me it was always the same teacher, they start clocking on that you're handing homework in late to them, and then they go and ask other teachers if you're handing homework in late to other classes, and if you're not, then you get a long hours meeting of why you're not handing your homework in on time. Most pointless meeting I've ever been to, but just do your homework. Okay, and this is a bit hard at the moment, I completely understand this, but year 7, year 8, year 9 I was quite bad, and some of year 11 I was quite bad for this. Year 10 I was always in most of the time. But try not to miss a day of school or college. Year 7, 8, 9, I think I was going home at least once or twice a week, because this will lead on to what I have to say later. But in year 7 and 8, and year 9 and 11, I was quite badly bullied. And I sort of got over it in year 10, and then it all came back to haunt me in year 11. But yeah, even if you're going through something like that, which I will talk about later in this video, try not to miss a day of school. Don't do a me and go home once every week, because it's pointless, and teachers will then start asking you if you're okay, why are you going home every week, blah blah blah. It's pointless. Okay, this one's more for college and year 11s, but always turn your assignments in on time. Worst thing to do is not hand them in on time. I admit that I've only had 2 or 3 assignments due in since I've started college, and we've only been in half a term, but just hand them in on time. It's not like school where you end up getting a detention if you don't. You'll just get an email asking, like, why have you not handed it in? Can you hand it in? Stuff like that. But just hand it in. So much easier. And just listen to what your teachers are telling you, or your lecturers, because they've got your best interest at heart at college, and they always want what's best for you. Okay, next point is always take notes. And at college recently, I forgot my notebook. And I have a big notebook like this one, but it's not this one. I have a big notebook like this one in my bag all the time, and I took it out because I was writing an assignment up, because it had all my notes in. And I forgot to put it in my bag for the next day of college. So I had to then ask people at college, could I borrow some paper all day? And when I got home, as I'd written it all on pieces of paper that people had given me, I then wrote it up into my notebook. So if you forget your notebook, ask for pieces of paper and then just write it up when you get home. It's really not that difficult. But I feel if you forget your notebook and then you forgot to ask someone, that's then on you to catch up and do it in your spare time. Work your hardest. This is quite an obvious one, I feel, But if you're not working your hardest, teachers are then going to drop you marks and want you to explain to them why you're not. And it is pointless because teachers only think the worst a lot of the time is why you're not trying your hardest. So if you try your hardest, then again, you don't have to go in for meetings, you don't get detentions. It's so much easier just to try. Okay, next one is prom. Not that I really got to do this because I didn't get a prom because my prom got cancelled because of COVID. But to prom, you do not need to go with a date. You say you don't need to go with a boy. You go with friends or go solo. I was going solo to prom. And that's why I'm slightly glad we didn't have prom, because I always lived up to this thing where you do need to go with a date or you do need to go with someone. But now I'm wishing I did have prom and I could walk in there with my head held high by myself. And yeah, again, you don't need anyone to go to prom with. Go by yourself, go with friends. Friends have always 99% of the time got your back. So yeah, friends or solo to prom, great thing to do. You don't need to impress people. I lived my 5 years of secondary school trying to impress people. It was the worst thing I ever done. If you try not to impress people, then most of the time if you impress people, you're trying to lie as well. Luckily, when I was trying to impress people, I was always telling the truth. I never lied. But a lot of people, when they're trying to impress people, they lie. And a lot of people don't like people that lie. So don't impress people by lying. That is what I'm trying to say. Impress people by being you and not lying, but don't lie to impress people. It's pointless. They can 99% of the time see straight through your lies. And yeah, you might become an impulsive liar if you do it all the time. Okay, next point I want to make is you don't need to go to parties to be cool. Like year 10, year 11, every week or every other week, there would 99% of the time be a party. And I was never invited to these because I wasn't in the cool group. But do you know what? I actually don't care that I wasn't invited to these parties because I had my friends and I loved my friends. So to not be invited to these parties, to me, wasn't a big deal. But to a lot of people, if they were in the cool, popular groups, then if they weren't invited, it would have been a big deal. But you don't need to go to parties. Going to parties is pointless because you then drop everything and think that you need to wear a short dress. Not that I'm complaining because I've got a short dress, but you need to wear a short dress and show everything, and there's nothing wrong with that, but do it in the right way. My next point is drama and tea. At school, year 9, 10 and 11, this was a huge thing in my year. No one cares. People sit there, it goes in one ear and out of the other. No one cares about drama or tea. It's pointless. Stop talking about other people. Like, that's all tea is complaining about someone. Just stop it. It's annoying. And no one cares what you've got to say about that person. 99% of the time, the drama or tea was about me. And usually got to the bottom of who was saying it. And it got quite irritating after a while. But you don't care. You do you is my next point. You be you. You do what you want to do, not what everyone else wants to do. If you follow people, then you're a follower. You need to be what you want to be. And that's the most important point that I think I've got today is talk about, is you need to be who you want to be. People can't tell you what you want to do. You need to make that decision for yourself. Okay, my next point, and swiftly moving on from the you do you point, is stay focused all year. Year 11 got to the point where everyone stopped focusing. In my year 11, I'll just take my history group, for example. When I did history as a GCSE, so annoying, pointless, it really was. But anyway, when I did history as GCSE, I had my tutor as my history teacher, and in year 11, she got married, and I sat next to this girl called Izzy. I'm sure she probably won't mind me saying, if she watches these videos. But yeah, I sat next to this girl called Izzy, and all she done a lot of the lesson was talk to Miss about her wedding and stuff like that. And it did get a little irritating after a while, because you're sat next to her and that is all you can hear is her going on and on and on about Miss's wedding. And it just done my head in after a while. And you can't stay focused because of it, but you need to stay focused. That is one thing she didn't do. Don't do homework if you're at school, or assignments if you're in college, last minute. It's pointless to do it last minute. You stress, you become ill. I done last minute homework in my old school, and it was the worst thing you ever do, is do last minute homework or assignments. So don't do it. Don't fall into fads. So a lot of people probably won't know what this one is, but when I explain it, you will do. So I'm just going to go back a while and say, for example, I think I was year 5, year 6, probably year 5, and when all the loom bands came out, they were the biggest thing at school. So don't fall into fads of doing what people think is popular. So like loom bands became very popular and everyone was doing it. Don't do that. It's pointless. There's nothing to it. It's just what everyone thinks is cool, and it's really not. So yeah, don't fall into fads. Another one is don't try to fit in with everyone, because everyone has different opinions on people. Everyone has things that they like and dislike. And so you're not going to fit in with everyone. Even if you do try, you're not going to. But don't try and impress either, as I said earlier. Okay, next point is do after school activities or clubs. This one with a lot of my age group is because all they want to do is go home, watch Netflix, go on the PlayStation, go on the Xbox. And you really need to do activities or clubs, because then you know what you like and what you don't like. And if you do it, then you know that it's going to be better for you. This one's a bit more difficult, but always submit your best work. So I wrote an assignment 2 weeks ago, and I think I wrote this assignment 3 times because I didn't know what one I liked best. And then I think I went with my second version of this assignment because it was my better work. So always submit your better work. Never just go, if you've got to write a paragraph, never just write 2 sentences. Because yes, that's a paragraph, but what teachers expect is a paragraph about this long, like a half-page paragraph, not a 2-3 lined paragraph. If this one's a bit more easier for me, it was, but for other people maybe not so much. But when you pick your GCSEs, always think about when you will finish school. What is it that you want to do? Because if you then pick those things that you want to do, then you'll be happier. And that links on to another point I've got, is pick the GCSEs you want to take. If you pick the GCSEs that you want to take, if you pick the GCSEs that you want to take, then you're not doing it with your friends. You've got to go out by yourself to do this. And yeah, like, I know that this doesn't make as much issues, but like at college, I went on to do a course that I really wanted to do. I went on to do a sports development and something, sports coaching and development, I think it's called. And I went on to do this course that I really wanted to do, and I really want to enjoy this course that I'm on. But these two girls I went to school with, not going to name names because I'm not friends with either of them, went to the same college and have taken the same courses. And when you finish college, you're probably never going to see each other again. So I don't see what the point of that is. Because I know that you've only done that because you're friends. Like, there's nothing more to that. But whatever you want to do, whatever you think's best to do, my ex-best friend, say no. Just learn to say no, because people will pressure you into things in secondary school and college. And if you say no, then you're not a wimp. You're not all the other names that they want to call you. And I know because I've been called a lot of those names. But if you say no, then you end up not doing drugs, not drinking, not smoking, not being stupid with your life. I know a lot of people that done that in secondary school. Like year 10, 11, people were drinking and doing and smoking. Just say no. It's going to ruin your life otherwise. Friends come and go. This one was quite important that I wanted to talk about, because I had this friend that I had been friends with for since year 6 to year 10. Year 10, she freaked out, accused me of lying to her, and we didn't speak again until probably 3 weeks till the end of year 11. And I know that sounds bad, but friends come and go. Same, I've got another scenario. I'd been friends with this girl since year 3. We have now just become not friends because she has just played me big time. So yeah, friends come and go. Don't think that they don't, because they really do. Half the time you're better to do it by yourself. Ask for help when you need it. If you go to a teacher after school or a lecturer after school and go, I really need help with this, they're not going to turn you away. They might go, can you come back tomorrow break time or tomorrow lunchtime and come and see me and I'll help you then, but they're never going to turn you away. And if you ask for help, then they're more likely to give you help in the future again. Where if you don't ask for help and you just turn up to your lesson without your homework or without what you were meant to complete for that lesson, they're going to freak at you, and you're going to end up in the worst case scenario of not doing it. Okay, my next point is don't sacrifice your grades for your social life. I never done this one at school, but I know a lot of people that did. I know a girl, I'm not going to name her name, but I know a girl that was getting 7, 8s and 9s, so A's. For all of you that still stick by the old GCSE system, she was getting A's, and she then became really popular and was like, yeah, and she dropped her grades, she sacrificed them, and yes, she became popular, but she then came out with like 5s and 6s. So yes, it's not too bad a compromise, but it's still, you've sacrificed your A's for your B's and C's. So don't do that. Try hard and do your best. If you try hard and do your best, then teachers cannot expect any more from you. But if you don't try and don't do your best, then teachers will expect more from you. So I'm trying to think of an example for this one. So an example for this one was my year 11 mocks. I should have been getting 4s, 5s, potentially 6s in some of my things. I got a 1 in my history. I can tell you this now, it doesn't bother me. I got a 1 in my history where I should have been getting a 4. I got 3s in English and maths where I should have been getting 4s and 5s. I got a 4 or 5 in photography, which is what I was predicted, so that wasn't too bad. Same with business. But I tried my best and the teachers didn't think anything else of that. Whereas a boy that I know who goes to the same college as me, he walked out with his history exam. So teachers expected more from that. He walked out with science, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, so probably not the best thing to do. Don't walk out with your exams. Right. This is a 26-minute video and I've got 2 more things to talk about. So, and these are the 2 longest things to talk about. So, I might end it here and tomorrow I will do the other 2 in another shorter video, as they're the last 2 that I want to talk about, but I need to go into more depth in these 2 things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment on this video what more you'd like to see on my channel, and subscribe if you are new. And I will see you tomorrow with a new video. Bye!